are demystifying the sales funnel. This is a conversation I have been wanting to have with all of you for such a long time. I get so many questions about the sales funnel. What is it? Do I need one? Mine doesn't work. Help. I hate it. It feels disgusting. Why do I need a sales funnel? And we're going to tell you exactly why. And we're going to explain to you the difference between a traditional sales funnel and an aligned sales funnel. And if you are a heart-centered entrepreneur, anybody that understands energy, an aligned sales funnel is going to be a super important piece of your online business. So to get started, I want to know in the chat, who here has a sales funnel in their business? You can answer just yes or no. Who has one? Who doesn't? And, we're going to dive into what a sales funnel actually is. But really, vaguely, it is that customer journey where people get to know you, get to love you, and then get to buy from you. So Brandy, yeah, of course you do. Katrina, not yet. Laura, working on one now. And Laura, I know that you actually have a sales funnel because we have created it for you, but we're about to introduce that paid offer, which is amazing. Shannon doesn't have one yet. Denise, not yet. Excellent. And one more thing before I share my slides with you and we really dive into this presentation is I want you to drop an emoji into the chat to tell me how you feel about sales funnels. So drop an emoji. It's so funny. I've been doing a lot of market research over the past couple of weeks to really tune into what you guys think about sales funnels. And the overwhelming emoji that I kept seeing was the vomit one, which made me laugh a lot. Okay, no vomit emojis yet here, but yeah, I feel like they're probably, oh, Beck has a bit of a vomit one, the green face. Yeah, there's just a lot of, there's a lot of beliefs and blocks and misconceptions, and we place a lot of meaning on the sales funnel based on what we kind of see out there, and it's all valid and credible. Brandy's dancing, she loves the funnel, and so do I. Okay, so let's dive into the presentation. We've got Jody here from Team Shevolve, who's going to be moderating any questions and comments as we go. I'm going to try to stay on track here because I want to make sure that we are within the 60 minutes. We may go over a little bit, so be patient with me if we do, but I do want to respect your guys' time and get through this as quickly as possible. There will be a Q&A at the end, so Jody will try to answer your questions as we go if you have them in the chat, but if not, there's going to be a Q&A at the end, so we can answer them there. All right, bear with me one sec as I get my screen ready to share with you. Okay. Okay, can everybody see the screen there? All right, I think you can. So I'm just going to go ahead with it. So the sales funnel, and talking about an aligned funnel as opposed to the traditional sales funnel. So what to expect in this presentation. By the end of this training, you are going to be clear on what a sales funnel is. You're going to be inspired on what the perfect sales funnel for your business looks like. And you're going to be empowered on taking the next step to create it. So if you don't know me yet, my name is Megan. I am the founder of Shevolve, a digital media brand and community for women on the front line of the world's awakening. We do a lot of marketing for heart-centered entrepreneurs, coaches, healers, practitioners. I'm a recovering type A, so I thrived in that really masculine hustle energy for a long time. I still do. I can still revert to that pretty easily. But if you also tend to act from this really masculine hustle energy, you'll know how depleting it can be, how stressful, and how you can lead to burnout very, very quickly. So in the last few years, I've really begun to embody my feminine energy, which is an energy that's more receptive, playful, flowing. And as soon as I realized and really started practicing showing up in my feminine energy in my business, everything started expanding. Things flowed so much easier. So I call myself a recovering type A now, although sometimes I do have those type A tendencies, but I'm much more balanced now with that feminine energy. I'm a mom of two. I've got two boys, Mateo and Rome, 7 and 2 years old. I'm kind of like a Gary Vee meets Abraham Hicks. So if you know who Gary Vee is, he's one of my marketing mentors. He's all about hustling and working hard, and he's got all the tricks and the tools when it comes to marketing. And I love Gary Vee still, although he gives me a bit of anxiety listening to how full on he is these days. And then if you know who Abraham Hicks is all about the law of attraction. So energy, alignment, vibration, frequency. And I like to say I'm kind of a balance between the two. And I'm also a 6-figure online business owner. So that, gold standard of a 6-figure business owner, that's something I've done in this business and in previous online businesses as well. So in the next 60 minutes, we are going to address the common blocks and limiting beliefs heart-centered entrepreneurs have about sales funnels. We're going to demystify the sales funnel. What the heck is it anyways? And talk about the mechanics of a sales funnel. We're going to discuss what it means to have an aligned sales funnel and why a sales funnel in 2021 is no longer a nice to have. It is actually a must have in your business. We're going to talk to our digital strategist, Brandy Peters, about organic versus paid social media. And we're also going to look at some examples and results that we've gotten clients using an aligned funnel model. And then at the end of this training, I'm excited to announce our Aligned Funnels 4-week funnel builder program. Doors are open to this today. So if you're ready to take some action and build your funnel in an intimate group of women supported by myself and Brandy, we're going to get going with this very soon. So this training is packed with so much value. A replay will be sent out later today. So in that replay, there'll be an invitation, there's an invitation now to join the Aligned Funnels program, but just pay attention. If you want to take notes, you can watch the replay and catch up with that later. We honor your time, please honor ours, and stay until the very end. Okay, so we're going to dive into the sales funnel a little bit more in a bit, but before we start talking, I wanted to introduce you to the traditional sales funnel. And you have probably seen variations of this online before. Okay, so it's that inverted triangle shape. At the very top is the awareness piece. So this is how people find out about you. The next layer is the interest piece. So how do they actually start, knowing you and knowing what you have for sale? Then is the decision. So how are they deciding to buy from you? And then is the purchase. And you'll often see these traditional sales funnel diagrams with money streaming out the bottom. Okay, so that is the traditional sales funnel. It leaves out a lot of what I consider to be very important when it comes to creating a customer experience in a relationship, which is the relationship piece. I believe that relationship capital and deepening and connecting relationships with people is going to be the most important thing you can do with your business in 2021 and beyond. Everybody and their dog is going to have offers for sale on the internet in the next year, especially in this new COVID economy where people are looking for different ways to have businesses. And I think it's amazing that the internet is so accessible for everybody. But if you are not creating these relationships with your potential clients and providing them a logical journey to get to know you and love you and buy from you and share you, then you're just going to get lost in all the noise of the internet. Okay, so let's talk about sales funnels blocks. Feel free to comment in the chat if you have any of these while I go over them. Okay, so block number 1, I hear this a lot. I felt this myself for a long time. I'm confused and have no idea what a sales funnel is. Let us know if this resonates with you. If you feel like this, I do not blame you one bit. They can seem really confusing and there's so many different parts and pieces. And if you're not super into like tech and software integrations and graphic design and copywriting, they can seem really confusing. Okay, not to mention just making sure that all parts of the sales funnel relate to each other. So this is a huge block, and I see this as a barrier to many people actually creating one. In the Align Funnels program, we're going to be walking you through the steps and making it super, super simple. So hopefully this won't hold you back anymore. Next, I'm a technophobic and I have no idea where to start. Yeah, I feel a lot of heart-centered entrepreneurs, a lot of people that are very passionate about what they do and sharing their gifts online. They don't start because they love coding websites or, understanding SEO. They start because they love what they do and they want to share their gifts. And the tech piece holds so many people back. It can be complicated, but it can also, we overcomplicate things in our head. So it shouldn't be a reason to hold you back. In Align Funnels, we're gonna really help you out with all the tech pieces and make you realize that they're not so much of a big deal. Okay, they feel inauthentic and cookie cutter. Who resonates with this? I did for a long time. I thought they all kind of look the same. They all sort of have the same imaging and copy and messaging, and they lack like the humanness of the exchange. Like they just come across very salesy sometimes. So I think people see this, like you've probably seen on Facebook. I know I'm just like hammered with an onslaught of ads that just feel really inauthentic. And there are ways around this when you create an aligned funnel. And they don't have to be cookie cutter. Like you can make a sales funnel that truly does embody your unique essence and your message. Okay, this is a good one. This one is really just specific to my spiritual entrepreneurs in the house, my light workers, the people that really understand the energy side of things. I don't need one because alignment and attraction are all I need to call in my soulmate clients. Okay, so I believe that this is actually possible. I believe that you can get to the place of alignment where your clients will just flow to you without you doing a single thing. But the reality of this actually happening for 99.9% of the population is just slim to none, because we live in a third dimensional reality. We have contrast, we have duality, and to hold the frequency of our vision 100% of the time is pretty much not possible. And because we do operate in this third dimension, and again, if you're not super into the woo, you might not even know what I'm talking about right now, but a lot of you probably do, then, because we are in this human form, like in this physical world, we do have to deal with computers and software. And if you don't find those things super aligning, then you are going to get out of alignment and you're not going to hold the energy to be able to attract what you want and the customers to you. So the sales funnel is that architecture, that masculine structure that contains your feminine energy and your magic. Okay, so it is the framework that provides this pathway for your customers while you are able to play in your zone of magic and hold the frequency of all it is that you desire and that you're calling in. So we're going to talk about this a little bit more as we go. Okay, they feel fake and sleazy, and I can't get into alignment having one. Again, these are really just words that we're and feelings that we're attaching to a thing that we're just creating meaning, right, based on how we think about something. I'm hoping to give you a bit of a paradigm shift and shift your perception so we can reframe how we think about sales funnels moving forward. I've tried creating one and it doesn't work. Yep, I think most of us have probably tried to create some form of a sales funnel before. I see this happen all the time. People create one and they never talk about it, so nobody knows that it exists. They never share it. Or they create one and it's not like really set up properly. So maybe somebody's opting in, but then they're not getting the actual lead magnet, or they opt in and then there's no email sequence to remind them, or the landing page is crap and nobody actually, there's so many things that can go wrong. And I think that ties into the overwhelming piece. In the Align Funnels program, we're going to help you create one that actually works. So you're not going to miss out on any of the pieces. And yeah, we're going to make it fun and easy. Okay, so what to expect. This is what you can expect when you have a fully functioning and aligned sales funnel. So consistent automated growth. So that's growth in your social media networks and also your email list, leads and revenue coming into your business. Okay, so you will see, and it's quite predictable. It's not like organic social media or, you know, other types of advertising like print advertising where you're kind of just paying a bunch of money and crossing your fingers and, you know, showing up and hoping that something happens. Online marketing, Facebook advertising is very consistent, and you'll be able to see insights and ROI on your ad spend. And I should just say right now, you don't actually need Facebook ads. You don't need to spend money on advertising for a sales funnel, but it works a heck of a lot better and faster if you do. You can create passive and scalable income if this is what you please. A highly engaged community of potential clients. So in marketing speak, we call this a warm audience, okay? The freedom and income to ditch your 9-to-5 and make your side hustle your full-time biz. I know this is all the rage right now, like, you know, ditch your 9-to-5. I feel like there is more opportunity than ever right now. And you can come to me with any passion or hobby that you have, and I can probably give you 10 ways to make it an online business right now. There is so much opportunity, and really, I don't think the barriers to actually do this are so low. So I'm super pumped about this because I've been living the online lifestyle for several years now. I forget what it's like to actually have to go to a job, and the thought of it kind of gives me a little post-traumatic stress. So I want that for everybody else, to be able to wake up, do whatever the F you want, you know, create, be in your zone of magic, whether that is creating or serving or healing or teaching, and just play in that space. That's really what I want from everybody. And a sales funnel is what can support you do that. And a sales funnel can provide you that true vehicle to share your medicine with the world. So to really amplify it and get it out into the world. Okay. I want to take a little bit of an alignment break now, just to ground ourselves before we continue on with the content. This is only going to be a couple minutes, but I want us to just like get present, get centered, and then we're going to dig into really the nuts and bolts of what a sales funnel is, and we're going to have Brandy speak as well. So let's just take a minute, close your eyes if you want. I'm going to put my tea down so I don't spill it on myself. Put your hand on your heart if this feels comfortable to you. And then I want you to take a big breath in through your nose, sigh it out. Really feel yourself sitting, your sit bones on your chair. Continue taking breaths in. Exhaling, really landing in this moment right now. Now I want you to remember a time, either in your life in general or in your business, where you felt unstoppable, where everything was flowing to you without any resistance. Synchronicities were happening. You were just having so much fun. You felt so free. Possibilities were endless. I want you to just take a minute and sink in, attune to this feeling. Really embody this feeling. May help to sway your body a little bit. Breathe into your heart space. And get lit up from the inside of what it feels like to be truly limitless. And just feeling these feelings of freedom and expansion and fun and creativity. I don't know if you guys are feeling this, but I am. And this feeling is the feeling of alignment. So we just aligned the feeling that you had of a past experience where you felt limitless. And this place of alignment is the foundation, the foundational place of where we build your aligned sales funnel. Okay, it's from this place of clarity, of possibility, and of truly tapping in to your unique essence and your gifts. And from this place, we create magic. Okay, so I just wanted to have that experience with you guys. And now I want you, continue to put your hands on your heart if you want, but I want you to mentally or out loud claim these things for yourself. So I invite you to claim a sales funnel that feels aligned as fuck and gets you the results you desire in your business. I invite you to claim the knowing that you can remain in your zone of magic and still have a sales funnel that automates all the things that you don't like to do. I invite you to claim the inner knowing that your medicine and gifts can be a viable business. You just need to set up the marketing mechanics to support you in this. So soon we are going to dive into the aligned funnel model, but first I'm going to hand you over to Brandy Peters. Brandy is an ad strategist. She's our digital strategist here at Shevolve. We met her in early 2020 and she completely revolutionized what I thought about online marketing. She hooked us up to Facebook ads and sales funnels and has just created this shift in how I think about growing an online business in 2020 and beyond. So she's going to share with us more details about organic social media and Facebook ads and really why it's so important to have an aligned funnel in 2021. Go ahead, Brandy.
Hey guys. Okay, first of all, Megan, we're going to see how in sync we are because you're going to run the slides. I'm going to talk and we'll see if you know when to switch or if I'll just give you a little cue. But it's great to be here and it's great to talk to you guys. I'm an ad strategist, but I'm also someone who has worked in the online space I'm on my 10th year of self-employment, working fully online. So I come from 10 years of experience, which in this world, it feels like 30 years because things change and move so fast. My first business, I was selling content writing services, and that actually got me into the world of funnel marketing and then later niching to Facebook ads, but I was actually a website strategist, actually designing kind of the funnel sequences, as well as writing sales pages and landing pages. I've had a lifetime in this space, the digital marketing space. And I also, a lot of the things Megan was just talking about, a lot of those resonated with me. In fact, it wasn't until I'd say about 5 years in, so about halfway through my 5 years in the business, selling myself as a product or service online, I actually started to run my own ads and run a funnel for myself. Because before that, I actually was married to this. I know it's such a, it's so common, but it's a very nagging belief that I want to be different. I had this resistance, like, I'm not going to follow the status quo. I'm going to do things differently. I also believed that kind of I'm just going to be myself and people will find me. And it did work to some extent. Okay. And you might be in that place where it's working to some extent. And you might be feeling resistance because for me, anything that felt too tactical, even though it's what I did for a living, and I think that gave me an extra dirty taste, anything that felt too tactical, I just didn't buy into it. I was like, I want to just be me and get all these clients and grow my business, and I don't even want a mailing list. I didn't even want a mailing list. And so I always think back now, knowing what I know, had I been building the whole time, so say back when I was building my first online business, if I had been collecting emails and marketing and speaking to people, I would actually have access to people from way back then now that would have seen me grow. I didn't start building my own stuff because of the resistance, because of all those kind of blocking beliefs about it. Specifically, it was because I had seen in action for other businesses, any type of online business, not necessarily a spiritual business, but just an online business. I had seen it working for other people, but I was like, that's just not me. That's just not who I am. So I had just this huge block preventing me from actually doing it. And now I do it for other people, and I do it in a way that I hope feels aligned to who they are. Like, I don't think I would be doing a client any favor if I was trying to suggest a marketing strategy that didn't suit them, that didn't suit who they were, didn't represent their business well. And the type of funnels we've been building with Shevolve are like, they're full of personality, they're generally fun, they don't feel too mechanical, and they never feel salesy or slimy. So here's the thing. This is why a sales funnel is essential. It's this: if you build it, they will come belief that I was just talking about. Even if you believe that, like, I'm just going to continue to do my thing and it's going to magnetically attract people, the algorithms that exist within the digital space, specifically the social media platforms that everybody's using to grow their business, do not allow this. So the reality is, if you build it, promote the crap out of it, spend all of your time on it, they will come, maybe, sort of, kind of, a little bit. If we get the next slide. But the problem is, even if they are coming, so even if people are discovering you through Facebook or joining your group or finding you through a keyword on Instagram or reading your blog because of Pinterest, or maybe you have some good SEO somewhere, even if these things are happening, they are going to be random actions, random people. It's not going to be focused. So the data is not really going to be traceable unless you know how to look at your Google Analytics and figure out where everything's coming from, which most people don't. They're just ignoring the data and the analytics. So it's just randomness, and everything's being left to chance. And if you're really good, you're really, really good, maybe that's working. It's getting you a few clients and you're like, I'm good, I got this figured. But for most people, this is what it looks like. I use this illustration all of the time, but you see this cloud of like scribbles and stuff. This is random marketing activity. And this is actually the opposite of alignment. If we want to talk about on an energetic level, you are functioning out of scarcity. If you're doing all these random things, so you're writing blogs, you are, posting on Instagram 3 times a day, you're doing stories, you're doing Facebook Live, you have all these different things going and none of them are working together. It's random marketing activity. And it's because you're like, I need to make money, so I'm just throwing stuff out there. It's not focused. And every once in a while, maybe something that you're doing there works and you make a sale. So this is what it looks like for most people without a funnel. And this is their life. And it feels chaotic and definitely not like healthy in various ways. We'll go to the next slide. So like Meg was saying at the beginning, what a funnel actually is about the intentional design of the sequence of events from discovery to conversion. So it's actually the most aligned thing you can do because it's about being very focused and intentional. And I use the word intentional a lot because when people are resistant to creating a funnel because they feel like, well, that's, super mechanical, it's not very appealing, it's not very high vibe, it's this like, intangible thing. It's actually the most aligned, focused, I know what I want, I know how to get there way to function. I want to go to the next slide. So really, when I'm sitting with someone and we're working on a funnel, we're looking at like action A to action B to action C. We are actually sitting down and we are visualizing and planning what is supposed to happen from the moment somebody finds out about you online. So they find out about you on your Instagram profile or your blog or your YouTube channel or all these different things people do. What is supposed to happen next? And if you are in the like content treadmill world where you're like, I produce and produce and produce and produce, this creates so much clarity because then you can eliminate the things that are not serving you and only do the things that are serving you, but then knowing why you're doing them. Because we follow people like Gary Vee, and he makes a lot of valid suggestions about what people can do to market. And so people go and they fill their plate up real high with all these like content creation things. They're like, got all these tasks they have to do that are supposed to be their marketing tasks that are actually taking more time than their actual business. They're like a part-time business person and a full-time marketer. So the funnel is the opposite of that. It's getting clear, and then you figure out what you're going to do. And the end result of a well-designed funnel, when you get it tweaked so it's actually turning into revenue, so this is the future outcome, is predictable outcomes, basically. So you're going to know what's going to happen because you designed it that way, I made it that way. I created it from scratch and I made it happen. It's actually very aligned, and it is just like this breath of fresh air when you finally get it. So let's go to the next slide. Now, imagine spending $2,000 and making $27,000. Imagine that, okay? Imagine that that's what your funnel could do for you. And I'd like to see in the comments people being like, how good would that feel? And knowing that you could do that again and again and again. You, at this point, like once a funnel is doing this well, we know for every like $2,000 we're putting in, we're gonna make like close to that amount. If you wanna show another slide. Now that is an extraordinary example. That's a client of mine that did very, very well. This is something a little bit more realistic to what you can expect, but imagine knowing you could double your money. Knowing you could just spend that much and make that much. How good would that feel? When you get past the energetic chaos of scarcity, like we talk about doing things out of like panic, fear, like fear motivation causes a lot of that chaotic marketing behavior. Imagine not having to worry about that, because now you've experienced something where you know, you do a certain action, which in this case is a financial investment, and you get a return of a certain amount, and your financial worries go away. So now you're functioning in fun, flow, focus, and you're clear on kind of like what is supposed to happen with your business and what direction your business is going. You're not going to change your products every other day anymore. You're going to stick with the same offer. You're not going to feel like you're gambling every time you turn on your ads. It's an amazing feeling. So you want to go next? So if you have thought about running ads, because that's my area of genius, that's why I'm here in the She-Evolve Collective. What I do is I run the ad campaigns. You might be thinking that's a very expensive investment and that you're not there yet. But I want to let you know that the minimum entry point for the ads we do with the aligned funnel system. So if you come in and you decide we're gonna build a funnel together, the minimum entry point is $186 a month in spend. Now, Megan mentioned print advertising, and I recently did my research, and I'm in Canada, I'm in Alberta, but newspaper ads run for about $8 a day. So it's $6 a day you could be doing this. And I'm not saying you're gonna be making that kind of money immediately at $186 a month. It means you can get started running your funnel once it's finished at $186 a month, and then scale up. So we work with the 3-ad template. So the way that this is possible, we work with the 3-ad template. And the 3-ad template is all about doing basically the things that are taking up all of your time. It's basically automating your growth, because we're putting relevant to your business. So if you're a spiritual entrepreneur, you probably have a very specific idea of who you want to serve and who you can help. If you don't, you need to workshop that. That's also something we do, because we need to have absolute clarity on who we're trying to reach, so that we can build your social media audience with your ideal target customer. So that's what the first ad in the 3-ad set does for you, is once we've identified who your ideal target customer is, we're putting a piece of content out there on social media, and that is fishing. When we say fishing, we're showing it to someone, it appears as content in their feed, it looks similar to the content they already enjoy, and if they interact with it, then that's gonna trigger another action. But we're able to build your social media audiences automatically every single day. So the relevant audience, not the random people that are finding you now, but the relevant audience to your offer are discovering you. And that's with ad 1. Ad 2 is putting your content. So in this case, we have this Nurse Avenue here one. This is a blog, actually. We can also run traffic to, if you're using Instagram as your main social media, or say you have YouTube, whatever your main content vessel is, if it's a podcast, we can run traffic to that. And that traffic is indicating interest. So again, it's all about matching the perfect audience to your content and putting more traffic onto your content so people are discovering it every single day. So if you spend any amount of time on social media, networking, trying to get traffic on your content, this just automates that process and makes sure that people hitting it are actually potential customers for your business. And then we have a 3rd ad, and this is where the actual funnel kicks in. And this is how we turn on the tap. So if you want to think about a pipeline, like plumbing, I want you guys all to visualize some plumbing. There might be a leak somewhere, so you got to turn on the tap and see where the leak is. Well, this is where we turn on the plumbing, is with this. So once we have the traffic coming, we can retarget that traffic And they're going to be the most likely to actually engage because now they have some context of who you are. They visited your blog, they followed your social media, they know who you are. So they're seeing in different placements an offer from you, and it's called a lead magnet. And Megan's going to talk about lead magnets a little bit after, I believe, but I'm just going to kind of give you the basics. A lead magnet is something you're giving to people of value that introduces you and shows your expertise and knowledge base, gives them a sense of who you are, and it's usually relating to your offer. So it should be like directly matching what the offer is. So the 3 lead magnets I'm showing here are all quizzes. Now, I'm not going to say 100% that all of you are going to get a quiz if you were going to create a funnel. The quizzes are performing really, really well. And that's because the quiz can be an interactive experience for people. So rather than being like, we've all seen those like download my PDF or, you know, my video series, this is just kind of a new way to interact with content on social media. It performs really well because people are doing something with it immediately. It's not a downloadable. I'm not saying you'll have quizzes, but quizzes, as you can see, perform incredibly well. So this is what the leads are. So these are people who have interacted with your social media, your content, and are now being retargeted with your lead magnet. And in this case, I'm using quizzes as an example. And this is what the 3rd ad is going to do for you. And your quiz is going to be beautiful, representative of your brand, fun, like help people be sorted. So if you did a quiz, it's going to not just be like, oh, these are potential leads for your business, but you'll also see all their answers. So you'll have a lot of data you'll gather from your audience. Quizzes are awesome. I can't say enough about it. If you want to go to the next slide. So that's what those 3 ads do together. The minimum entry point for them is $186. It's $6 total, $2 per campaign. That's the minimum starting point to start doing this. If you guys, I can't see the comments, but how good does that sound? Now, once that starts happening, which I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm a pretty awesome strategist, okay? Once I get that happening for you, our next conversation is going to be about how to move a lead to a sale with a fantastic offer. So if we could take care of your audience growth, if we could take care of your lead acquisition where your list is actually growing, you're getting the notifications, so-and-so subscribe to your list. The next question that you get to ask after that, instead of spending all your time worrying about lead acquisition, is now how do I move that lead into a conversation with me? So we just solved your number 1 problem, the biggest time waster. How do I turn all this random activity online into interest in my business? Now we need to actually have a conversation about how do we move interest in your business in an aligned way, in a focused way, in a strategic way, into more actual money into your pocket. So the recipe for success with an accelerator ad set here that functions with the aligned funnel is a meme, a piece of content that looks like something that people who would follow you would also follow on social media. Sometimes it's an inspirational quote. Sometimes it's a story. We love memes around here because they're relatable. They can speak directly to a pain point. They give people, you know, the warm feelies. They share with their friends. They laugh. They get lots of engagement. So they perform really well, low cost engagement, a perfect fit audience, and a fantastic lead magnet. Those are the ingredients we need to do this. Here's just another example of that working together. Again, this is the recipe, essentially, of what your ad campaigns can potentially look like. And that's basically the outline of what we would do to increase your leads, grow your mailing list, grow your social media audience. Like, we're talking about ideal audience, perfect fit traffic, discovering you every single day, solving the problem of worrying, like, if only they knew about me, they'd just love me. Solving the problem of, you know, I have a lead magnet, but nobody ever finds out about it. There's a lot of things that have to go right, obviously, to move people from lead to sale, but now you have people working with you actively to make that happen and helping you kind of focus on the more important things about your business that are going to allow you to make a profit, which is basically what happens after that lead is acquired. What are your sales conversations going? What is your offer? Is it passive? Is it one-to-one? There's so many other things that are going to come into play, but we're solving those immediate problems so you can focus on the things that are going to be revenue generating. And that's awesome.
Yeah, amazing. Well, I hope that gave you some clarity on, the mechanics and the nuts and bolts of how a sales funnel works from an ad standpoint. Again, you don't necessarily need to have ads to make a sales funnel. You can share it organically, but that's a lot of that random marketing activity that Brandy spoke about. So, one thing, and Brandy, you've said this when you presented at Unfollow, is, it's time for us to start treating our online businesses like a business and not just some random passion project. Like, there is so much opportunity to create this financial freedom, but we need to have those fundamental business pieces in place if we truly want to have the impact that we desire to have. So, yeah.
I just want to add one thing to that before I mute myself and let you carry on. And that is the reason why we love using memes and stories and inspirational quotes and stuff as essentially the thing that we use to fish for your audience is because that shouldn't feel slimy. Like if you're putting a great meme out there that relates to what you do, you're making people laugh. You're right away like showing you have some personality. Like we want to do things that like show who you are, and everything along the way can be true to you. But it is the difference between having this beautiful brand and doing all this like activity and producing tons of content, but not having any result to return from that, to still doing all those things that people want to do and represent their business in the way they want to and have full creative freedom within a structure. That's why I think it feels good if you view it that way and you build it with kind of like who doesn't want to have an awesome quiz for their business that brings in clients like easily? Who doesn't want that? It's great.
Yeah, they are fun. And we're going to talk more about the Align Funnels program in a bit, but I did want to let you guys know that there are two options when you sign up. The first is a DIY option, and that's essentially me walking a small group of women through the process of building a sales funnel in 4 weeks. And then there's also an option to delegate it, and that's having somebody manage, a funnel manager to manage your project. It will have Brandy setting up your ads. We have a team of professional copywriters and graphic designers and tech specialists that can do it all for you. So we'll get into that a bit more later, but I just wanted you to know there's two options. And if you delegate it, Brandy will be the one that's doing your strategy and your ads. Are you staying with us, Brandy, for the rest, or are you hopping off?
Oh, I'm going to be here.
Oh,
I'll answer some questions in the comments.
yeah, actually, that will be great to have you here. Okay, so we're going to go through this step by step, but this is what the aligned funnel looks like, okay? You may have received the download. You may have even started creating your aligned funnel map. It might look a bit complicated, but we're going to break it down. Essentially, your funnel is built in the context of your soul, message, and vision alignment. So we start there, that feeling of alignment, and then we work on all the bits and pieces. Okay, so soul alignment, and you may not resonate with the word soul, okay, but essentially what I mean by this is just who are you at your essence, without your mind chatter, without your ego, without that scarcity or that fear. We need to get to that place of stillness where we can feel our truest essence. And then when we're in that place, and when we create space for ourselves to be in that place, creativity flows to us, ideas come, and you'll be in a really aligned space to be able to create your funnel from. And next is message alignment. So what are you here to do? Why do you have an online business? What change do you want to see in the world? Okay, so we're going to help you really articulate what your message is. This is also like your mission statement. Why are you showing up? Why do you have an online business? Okay, what is your core message? It's so important that we are completely attuned to this. So when we speak and we show up online, people feel what we are doing at a visceral level. So message alignment. The next is vision alignment. If the whole world had access to what your gifts are or what your medicine is, what would the world look like? Like, we need to truly hold the frequency of this vision of a world that is transformed by what we have to offer. And also having a clear vision on what your ideal life looks like. If your business is just thriving and your clients are getting amazing results and you're able to wake up every single day, just playing in your zone of magic, what does that look like? The reason we need to have a very clear vision is so that we can, when things get tough, know that we can connect into this. And this vision is going to guide our actions. I always say alignment before action, or things can get really messy and unclear. So we call this the Trinity of Alignment, okay? The soul alignment, the message alignment, the vision alignment. And from here, we create the aligned funnel. If you look at the very middle of this Trinity alignment, that is your zone of magic. That's where I want you hanging out and playing every single day. For me, my zone of magic is creating. I am my happiest. I'm my most expansive when I get to create. I also love the strategy side of things. When I'm strategizing on my own business or somebody else's business, that's my zone of magic. Brandy, what's your zone of magic?
Oh, don't put me on the spot like
Memes?
that. Memes? Yes. I mean, I think I'm just like you. Like when I'm creating and making things, honestly having fun, like a fun and flow for me. So if it's not fun, I don't do it. That's kind of my role, because that's where the magic happens.
I agree. Fun is a huge motivator for me also. Okay, so we're going to break down the funnel now. We're going to start at the top of the funnel. In the Aligned Funnels program, we actually move through the funnel in a different order, but let's just break it down from top to bottom. So at the top of the funnel is building awareness. So I did a Bachelor of Marketing degree back in like the early 2000s, and they talk about like the 4 Ps and the marketing mix. And these are all of the marketing pieces where people find out about you, okay? So, you know, back in the day, that was mostly print advertising or like magazine advertising or radio. We don't really use that anymore. If you're in the digital space and you're using those things, I'd say stop. So a marketing mix in the online space is often a combination of like social media marketing, DMing in Instagram, podcasting, affiliate marketing, Facebook ads. Okay, so we're going to help you figure out what your aligned marketing mix is. And this is really where people find out about you. They get their first taste of you. And then the next step after they get to know you is, what is the invitation? Okay, this is also known as the lead magnet experience. And I like to think of it as an experience and not just like this thing they opt into so you get their email address. No, you're creating an experience. They're going to have feelings. They're going to really get to feel the essence of what you do through this lead magnet. Brandy spoke about quizzes. They are so fun. We love doing these. But there's tons of other lead magnets that we can support you with. In the Aligned Funnels program, we have over 55 for you to look at and feel into and feel what's most aligned, and we can help you to figure that out as well. So that's a lead magnet. Essentially, people are giving you their email address to have this experience, and by doing so, they get to learn more about you, which is the next step. Which is how will you build engagement? The traditional sales funnel kind of doesn't go too deeply into this piece, but as I mentioned before, this, in my opinion, is the most important part. So now that they know you, now that they like you, how do we get them to really love you and to really build that deep connection with you? And in Aligned Funnels, we're going to create an engagement strategy so you can have a clear way that you're going to build these relationships within your community. Facebook groups are an excellent way to do this. Circles, free experiences online. Like, I really want you all to feel the potency of creating these thriving online communities and relationships with these people who are finding out about you via your lead magnet. And then is the first offer, okay? And we actually start in the Aligned Funnels program, we start with the offer. And typically, you're not gonna send people right from a lead magnet experience into like a $5,000 coaching program. It's gonna be like a lower ticket or a medium ticket offer. So it could be like a course or a mini course or a membership community or a group program or something like that. So we're going to think about, what is that first offer that we're going to invite people into after they step into our community? And what's the impact that people are going to feel after they experience this offer, okay? We always like to look at the impact and then also the results. In my opinion, the impact is more the internal transformation and the results is more the external transformation. We use both the impact and the results to help with our marketing messaging. So this is really going to help us communicate our offer. And then after they've purchased from us before, they've had the impact, they have the results. Now, naturally, they're going to want to go deeper with you. And this is when we incorporate a higher ticket offer, which could be a one-on-one program, could be a mastermind. Everybody's business is different. So we're going to help you map out what your offer suite is. But usually it starts with a lower ticket offer, and then there's an opportunity for a higher ticket, more one-on-one experience. And then at the end, so the funnel doesn't just have money dripping out the end. At the end, there's that mutual growth and expansion, because that's what's naturally going to happen when you provide an amazing service and form these deep and powerful relationships with your clients. They're going to tell everybody about you, okay? They're going to have the results, and that's naturally going to draw more people into the top of your funnel, where lots more people are going to be finding out about you. Okay, so if you downloaded the funnel map, you'll see there's steps on filling this out yourself. We're not going to go through this in detail right now, but there is a bit of a process to work your way through this. So I'm going to talk a little bit now about our Align Funnels program. You guys, I've been hearing this from so many women in my community, in the She-Evolve community, for a long time. I need help with a funnel. Like, how do I make this work? How do I make this online business work? You know, I don't know if you can relate to just showing up and talking over and over again and just so much energy out. Why not just get into the place of receiving? Like being in that place of alignment where your sales funnel is doing all that heavy lifting, and you get to seriously just play and receive. And from that place, you will take inspired action. You're not just going to sit there in lotus position. Like, you will take inspired action, but it's going to be from a place of fulfillment and not a place of lack. Okay, so that's why we created Align Funnels, to help you guys get these sales funnels in place so you can be in your zone of magic more consistently. Okay, so many of you probably have an offer in mind. I can't see the comments right now, but feel free to drop in the comments. Do you have an offer already? Okay, so Align Funnels is for someone who, if you have an offer already, that's great. But even if you're kind of unclear about what your offer is, we can help you with that as well. You're not sure? Yeah, if you're not sure what you want to launch yet, we can help you figure that out. If you want this support in the step-by-step process to build your funnel, that's what we're doing. Or if you want us to do it for you with Brandy, myself, our design team, our copywriters, we can do it for you as well. So 2021 is upon us. I think we are all excited to move into this new year. Let's make this the year where your online business just crushes it, where you are having so much fun, where you're getting paid for all of your effort and for all of the energy that you're putting showing up online. Like, let's make it happen for you this year. So we've got two options for the Align Funnels program. So we've got the 4-week funnel builder program. Okay, this is our beta launch. That means it's the first time that we've launched this. So the pricing is reduced and it's taught live. So I'm going to be there with you, walking you through the 4-week program. It officially launches January 4th, but for each week in December, we're going to have a group training to really get into that place of soul alignment, message alignment, vision alignment, and to work out what your offer is. The delegated option, you can start anytime. We've already had a couple people who are on the wait list for this, and we have limited spots. So if you want to delegate it to us, let us know right away and we can get started if you want your funnel built by January 1st. Yeah, it's a 4-week process. And again, we're going to need to get started on that pretty quick, and we can only take a limited number of people on at the same time. Okay. So this is what the outline of the program is. So week 1, it's all about the offer. So we're gonna really channel and download and create that aligned offer and your aligned offer suite. So what is that first offer, and then what offer are you moving people into? Okay, so we call it the aligned offer Trinity model, and that's week 1. Week 2 is all about that irresistible lead magnet experience. So what is that experience that we're going to be bringing people into our community? We're going to give you all the tech support and know-how onto how to actually set up a lead magnet, all the software and all those bits and pieces. We'll walk you through all the tech bits. Week 3 is about the community and relationship building. Again, I can't stress enough, this is the most important piece of creating a thriving online business these days, is the community and relationship building. We're going to create an organic social media and an engagement strategy using all aspects of your marketing mix. And then week 4 is really the marketing mix piece. So this is where we talk about showing up on organic social, podcasts, YouTube, whatever we decide, or whatever you decide is how you're going to be drawing people into your community, getting awareness. We're gonna talk about that in week 4. We're also gonna have our aligned ads bootcamp, where we're gonna teach you the basic of Facebook ads. There's gonna be an option in week 4 to delegate your ads, because this is a part that most people just don't want to figure out. And in this case, Brandy will be able to set up your ads campaign for you. Amazing. So if you enroll today, you're going to get access to the 4 training sessions this December. If you enroll today, what is the date? November 24th. I'm going to also throw in a complimentary 30-minute strategy call with me. So if you want to get on a call and discuss your strategy before you start attending these trainings in December and before the program starts in January, we can do that if you sign up today. Those are the dates for the training. These are completely optional, but if you feel like you need clarity on, your offer or what your message is, I highly recommend that you attend this. If you sign up for the delegate option, you can still attend all of these trainings, and you still have access to the Aligned Funnels course. You're just handing all the heavy lifting over to us. Okay, so the DIY option is for you if you don't have the budget to delegate, if you actually are interested in learning the steps to build a funnel, because you can obviously rinse and repeat and build more funnels if you want. If you're still seeking clarity on your message, your vision, and your offer, this is a great place for support. And if you prefer a team environment, if you prefer to work through it in a really fun group environment, then the DIY option is great. So the investment for this of course is just for the beta round. So this first round that starts in January is 1 payment of $4.99 or 2 monthly payments of $2.99. And then there's the delegate option. So if you're like, this all sounds amazing, I want a line funnel. Yes, I want to play in my zone of magic, but I have no interest in setting it up for myself. And you've got some money to invest in us doing it for you, I highly suggest the delegate option. So with this option, you're going to start off with a 60-minute strategy call with our team. Okay, you're going to be assigned a funnel manager. So your funnel manager, Brandy, who's going to be your strategist, will be on the call, and potentially also our copywriter and someone from our design team. We will help you determine the best aligned funnel structure to support your offer. And then our designers and copywriters will create your lead magnet and your landing page. Brandy will set up the ad campaign that she discussed before, and your funnel will be fully set up and functioning in 4 weeks. As I mentioned, if you want your funnel set up by January 1st, we need to get started on that ASAP. So the option for the delegate is $1,999 for 1 payment or 3 monthly payments of $799. There is an option too for continued ad management and strategy after the first month, after your funnel is built, which we do recommend, and that starts at $450 a month. So I want to know, and I'm going to have a look at the comments in a bit, who feels like they're ready to build an aligned funnel in 2021? Who is going to be joining us? I'm so excited to have you guys join in for this experience and to support you guys in building your aligned funnel, and to have you as the beta test group. Like I said, I've been doing so much market research and I've been talking to you guys, and I really feel like I have designed this with your interests in mind, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I really look forward to to having you there. Again, DIY option strategies training, or the first training starts on December 3rd, and the delegate it, we need to get started pretty quick if you want your funnel done by January 1st. Here is the link. I don't know if you can stick that in the comments, Brandy, to sign up. This will take you to a landing page where there's 2 options. So if you want to sign up, just pop it in your URL. Brandy is going to pop it in the chat in a minute, so you can just click from there. Yeah, and I just invite you to truly embody your zone of magic and know that it is completely possible for you to have a successful, thriving online business. And I just want to ask you, do you trust that this is possible for yourself? Amazing. So I feel like that was pretty much 60 minutes, which is great. I'm going to just stop my screen share now, so I can pop into the chat here. Amazing. Oh no, the link doesn't work. Okay, hold on. I can make the link work. Should. Anyway, if it doesn't work, you're getting an email right now anyways. So it'll be in the email that you should be receiving right now. But yeah, questions. I have everything in place, copyrights. Okay. Brand, website, products, but not sure which option is best. Katrina, I'm happy to talk to you about that, to figure out what option is best for you. Thank you for the visual. The presentation is beautiful. We can, Megan did them for me, so we can thank her for that. Okay, Beck, you said the link works. So feel free if you have any questions. I'm happy to hang around for a little bit and answer them. Oh, okay, this is a good, oh good, Brandy, you answered that. I don't know if you want to speak to products, because that's definitely your expertise over mine. I know you've done tons of funnels for products, but can you explain how that works?
Okay, so what you want to keep in mind, so if we're saying like for a product, then when the leads come to you, you're able to just move them directly to, say, if you have a store listing. So products could be a physical thing that you ship, so t-shirts, mugs, whatever cool thing you've invented, that could be working with a funnel, or it could just be a digital product. But a lot of the times what we're doing is giving people leads, and then they're moving to like a one-to-one discovery, and then they're making a sales pitch in that conversation if you're dealing with yourself as the service. In every other scenario where they're just checking out and purchasing the thing, then the difference is only slightly in what happens after the lead is acquired. So it depends what your product is, obviously, but typically what we're doing is trying to move people directly through our ad lines. We're moving people from, okay, they got the freebie or the lead magnet, now they've hit the actual product page. So instead of having a conversation with them to sell the thing, the page that they're hitting next is having that conversation with them. And then when they check out, that line is reported. So the only time we get a revenue line, like I showed in the screenshots there, you guys, is when it's directly purchased through your ad traffic. And most of the time, if you're selling anything that's digital download or directly going to come to the person after they pay for it online, there's no conversation, then this still applies. Hope that makes sense.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, first of all, I just scrolled through you guys' comments and they're amazing. There were a couple more questions. Where are the quiz hosted? So if we do choose a quiz for you, if that is what feels most aligned and that's what you want, we host them on Typeform, and we can integrate Typeform with whatever landing page software you have. So we use Kajabi a lot because it is kind of an all-in-one. It can host your course, it's your email marketing, it's your landing pages, it's your CRM, there's affiliate functionality in there. You don't need Kajabi though. We also use MailChimp, so we can integrate your lead magnet with MailChimp as well. And there's various other softwares and bits and pieces, but we do suggest, if you have the budget for Kajabi, that Kajabi is the best. We've researched them all, we've used them all. We've run campaigns with so many, and it's our favorite. But if your budget is a little bit more modest, MailChimp can also do the trick. So yeah, we typically recommend those. And with the quiz, yeah, we use Typeform, but we can integrate it into both. So, yeah.
To that too is a lot of people come, this is very common with a lot of different pieces, so they have MailChimp and they have ClickFunnels and maybe they also have Kajabi or they also have all these other things. One of the first things we actually do is consolidate your tech setup so that you only have what you need. So once we actually figure out the design of the funnel, then we can figure out what tools we need or what toys we need to play with, and you can get rid of the things that aren't serving you anymore. So there's this nice house cleaning process that happens because, I don't know, you may relate to having all the things and none of them are working. We want to just get you down to minimally what you need and it's all actually functioning properly together.
Yeah, I'm not going to name names, but one of our clients who is going to be watching this, she was taking a different kind of marketing sales funnel program, and they suggested like 5 different softwares to run her funnel, and the cost was going to be like hundreds a month. And it can be simple. Like, let's just make this as simple as possible. Let's just make it work. We can do this. We can set it up within all budgets. But yeah, you don't need all the fancy bells and whistles. Like, you essentially just need a landing page, something that can be pixel tracked, which a pixel is a Facebook code that helps us gather data, and something that sends out emails and a form that people can receive your opt-in. That's it. So we make it super easy. We're a bit after 1 p.m. here on Pacific time. So we are going to end this call now. I just wanted to really express my gratitude for all of you who took the time to show up. And I'm super excited to support a lot of you in building your funnel this January. And for those of you that want us to do it for you, I'm excited to get to know you better. And Brandy, thank you as always for showing up and just sharing your wisdom with us and all your really technical bits and pieces and skills. And this woman is truly leading edge in this industry. So we're so honored to have her on board with us.
Oh, thanks.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you.